What's happening, good people? What's going on? Hopefully, you guys are having a great start to your week here. I know it's been a little while since I've been on YouTube. I feel like I'm saying that all the time now, but make sure you're turning on the alerts, the bells, the notifications, so you guys can get alerted. Why can't I hear anything? I guess maybe because I wasn't talking yet. But make sure you guys are putting the bells on, the notifications, so you guys can get notified when I do go live about information that we got going on. Today we're going to have a special segment. We're going to be talking about from prison to profit. I have a couple people, and I have no clue how in the world you guys are messaging me. But I got a couple people who are incarcerated at this moment, and they're actually due to come out. And they've been asking me about government contracting. I didn't know that my YouTube videos are actually playing in the jails and the prisons, and that's pretty dope for the individuals who are looking to get out and change their life. This is definitely a place that you could do that in. So I wanted to make a video especially for you all. As well as I know that we got a lot of people that we know in our lives that have been incarcerated. Look, I'm nobody's judge, jury, or executioner. That's not what I'm here for. But if you're going to come out and you want to better your life, which that's supposed to be the purpose of that thing, you need to be in the best position to do so. And unfortunately, the system doesn't quite set you up in that way. It's kind of like the vets. When the vets come home from war, they don't quite set you up to win. And they're definitely not going to set you up to win coming out the prison system. Now, they do got programs and stuff in place to help you out. You do got to take advantage of those. And it's going to be a tough hill to climb, right? You kind of got this mark on your record. It's always going to be on your name, and that's just something that you got to deal with. That's chink in your armor, but the beauty is you still got armor, so you gotta be tough through this process. And the thing that I like about government contracting and what we're going to be talking about today is if I can get you to change your mind, you can change your wealth. And from my experience of watching people that I know that came home from incarceration, I've never been in it myself. I watched them struggle trying to get a job, and that's the system. It's not on your side when it comes to getting that job and getting employment coming back into the system. But with government contracting, if you guys can understand my strategy and the process that I teach you guys about this, what you'll realize, and the reason that you can do this is because they never ask you to do the work. See, that's the difference between the job and the business that I'm about to teach you guys about here today. See, the job needs you to fill out this W-2 information so you could become an employee to the system. So you physically can do the work. That's what employees do. So it's tough for you to get into this system to physically do this work because you have a record that says when people got this chink in their armor, you should watch out for them, right? That's the system. But if you come to the other side of the table and you say, well, wait a minute, work out here, okay? In order to get the work, a business needs to have it. And when the business wins that work, they never quite asked who was doing the exact work. So now as a business owner, you can win contracts. You can win opportunities that you once couldn't touch as an employee because we got this chink in our armor. And they say that your hands can't touch it because of your record. But when you have a business and win that contract, and yes, you were incarcerated, you just won a $5 million contract to clean a building that you're not allowed to walk in. So you may be telling yourself, well, I can never, ever win that contract because I can't walk in the building. Well, what if you won a contract and you never stepped foot in the building? What if you won the contract and you put the processes and procedures in place to hire the personnel to be under your company so they can go clean the same building that you're not allowed in? It starts to change the game up. Now you can start to see the light that you can win all of these opportunities out here, but the key to it is that your hands ain't going to touch the work. And the beauty and the reason why I really wanted to teach you guys about this is because that is true business ownership, is when other people are doing the work and you're generating revenue off of it. So what we're going to show you today is how you're going to put these processes in place, because you have no other choice. See, that's the beauty about it. You have no other choice. What the hell are you going to go do? Wait in the job line and get denied? Are you going to win the contract and try to say that you're going to perform? Well, that's an automatic loss of the contract. I just told you, you can't get in that building. So you're automatically going to lose. This is forcing you to build a business. See, you're actually in best position because the people who didn't get incarcerated, they still got that thing over there where they're not forced to build a business. So they start entrepreneurship. You don't get to start entrepreneurship when dealing with the government. As an incarcerated person, you got to go straight to business ownership because your hands can't touch nothing. You're a bad guy. You're not really a bad guy, but you get it. But we're going to run with it. We're not going to harp on it. We're not going to cry about it. We're just going to understand what has to happen moving forward. Now, before we dive into that, again, make sure that you guys are liking, sharing this information out. Again, I know y'all know some incarcerated folks, so make sure y'all let them know what we got going on here today. I do appreciate you guys as well. You guys are helping this channel grow tremendously. We got over 12,000 subscribers on YouTube. I know we're streaming now on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter at the same time. We're on Clubhouse as well and Instagram. So once again, I thank you guys for doing all of that. I'm going to see my camera getting blurry there. We also got a couple of projects that we're kicking off here that I think is going to be extremely valuable to all minority business owners. One of the biggest ones that we have going on right now is our artificial intelligence. Yes, we have artificial intelligence dedicated 100% to government contracting, nothing else. And actually, I wanted to give you guys a peek of it here real quick, and then we're going to dive back into the training for today. So let me see if I can pull this up for you guys. And what our AI software does is it's constantly being built out, first of all, too. We're always adding stuff to it. But I was thinking about you all. You know, what do you guys need help with the most? So govconcheatcode.com, you can find all of our opportunities that we got going on over there. But this AI software can be found there too. Or you could go to blackcheatcode.com. .ai. Again, blackcheatcode.ai. And it's not called Black Cheat Code because I'm a black person that built it. It's called Black Cheat Code because I need you to think about Black Friday. Well, now it's like Black Friday, Cyber Monday, all types of stuff. Usually at this time of the year is when companies go into the black. They go into the positive. They've been negative all year. They go into the positive. Well, with my AI tools, I want you nothing but in the positive. So this is the Black Cheat Code. This is the cheat code to get your business in the black immediately so you can stop playing around. All right. But when you get into our AI cheat code system here, I mean, we're able to build capability statements. We could pull the highlights of a statement of work. And I do got to make a quote on the statement of work in the proposal writing software that we got here. There is a character limit from what I found out. So you do got to be mindful of that. But outside of that, we can definitely knock out anything else. Your business plans, we can knock those out. Find My Money. I love this one. And I'm actually going to show you guys this. And I believe I'm going to end up offering this one completely for free so you guys can test out the AI software and get a little better understanding of it. Proposal writing, a networking cheat code. Look, a lot of y'all don't know how to talk to people. Okay. Well, we've eliminated that. You come here to the cheat code, answer some questions. We're going to teach you how to talk at those networking events. You ain't even got to struggle no more. SWOT analysis, we're going to tell you about your company, let you know your strengths, weaknesses, the opportunities, that you got going on. I forget what the T stand for at this moment, but y'all get it. Joint venture agreements. Okay. We are able to do the joint venture agreements for you when you're ready to go team up right there. But this is the AI software. Once again, that's blackcheatcode.ai. Essentially, once you get registered, you're going to come to one of these and answer some simple questions. Very, very simple. All right. So this one is finding my money. You're going to always put in your email because that's how you're going to get your results. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put my email in there. My business name, we're going to put Malmar LLC in there. My niche industry, let's say we are into laptop sales. All right. And then I'm going to tell it to find my money. We're going to go ahead and hit submit. The AI is going to work in the background, okay, and give me the results that I need. So let me see if I can go ahead and find my results here. We're going to go ahead and get my Google Drive popping, okay. We're going to wait for those results to come in. Now, again, all you got to do is hit that submit button, sit back. About 2-3 minutes later, you'll get a ding coming into your email, and just like that, you should get the results that you need in order to make this happen for you. And with the Find My Money flow right here, what ends up happening is you actually get the agencies that spent your money in 2019. Now, if you guys know about government contracting, and the reason that we have that programmed back to 2019 is because majority contracts are on like 4 or 5 year spans, right? So if we're looking at 2019, we're in 2023. Well, that should mean that those opportunities are coming up for a chance to be recompeted or whatnot. So you definitely want to make sure that you guys are paying attention there. And let me see. There we go. We just got the email that came in. So let me go ahead and see what it's saying. So as you can see right here, it's telling me for laptop sales that the top 3 agencies that I should be focusing on is DOD, DHS, and GSA. The DOD spent $13.54 billion in fiscal year 2020, $1.45 billion in 2020 for DHS, and $993 million in 2020 for GSA. So those are your top 3 spending agencies for laptop sales. It gave me the OSDBU contact information, the Office of Small Disadvantaged Business. I do need to make a quote on this, or a note, should I say. When it does give the links, the government does change their links. So we're in 2023. These links could have changed, but you got the office, okay? Just go to the internet and find the correct link. Now, the other beauty that we did right here is we told it not only to look for the money, but find the 3 opportunities that are actually making money in 2019. So we actually pulled the solicitation number for the laptop sales. We have the company that won those contracts, and then how much they won that contract for, $5.8 million in laptop sales. All right, so you're going to get a list of all of this stuff right here. So now you got an idea of the agency that you should be targeting. You got companies that are already winning and how much they're winning. There's no doubt about it where your money is. Now you just got to hit the streets and start networking. So that's the power of how some of our AI tools are operating here. Once again, I am really enjoying how the AI is working. Make sure that you guys go to blackcheatcode.ai and get registered so you can start utilizing that AI tool. I'm also going to be doing a training tonight at 7 p.m. for everybody who has access to that, because it's not just about pulling that up to find yourself money. You keep asking to be a consultant of government contracting. Watch how when you get this AI tool, how you instantly start looking like a master of your niche. And now you're talking about consulting. Watch how you got the answers to consult to everybody. But 7 o'clock p.m. tonight, the people who are in my 1-year program and in my AI software, we're going to be having a training about that tonight. All right. Now, let's get back to it. We are going to be talking about again today from prison to profit, why this is important for each and every one of you all to know, even if you've never been incarcerated before. I want you guys to put a 1 in the chat if you know somebody who has been incarcerated, whether it's your family member, your friend, whether your uncle's friend, somebody. Do you know anybody in your life that you've ever come across that they have been incarcerated? Go ahead and drop that one in the chat. Now, the reason I ask you guys this is because I am kind of for certain that almost everybody knows somebody. Hold on, I can't code.ai. Sorry, I can't talk and type at the same time. You guys are asking me for the link there. There it is. Now, coming home, I've seen them struggle, and I believe this is a solution for them that they could take advantage of just like everybody else. So when I preach this solution of government contracting, yes, for the most part, I am talking about people that got good, clean records that make it a lot easier. But for my incarcerated people, I want you guys to go ahead and listen to this information too. Those of you who are currently incarcerated that will be rewatching this video, guys, take this video. You're going to learn so much information from it. You need to run with it after that. Now, my agenda with you guys today is for you to understand what it means to be an entrepreneur versus a business owner, and the steps that you're going to need to go to work with the government and get these contracts as an incarcerated individual. The importance of having your own business, okay? Why you need to go about having a business in order to do this instead of yourself. We're going to also be talking about different types of government contracts that you guys can go after moving forward here. Now, if you guys have not met me, I've been doing government contracting for 11 years now. I started coming out of college, ended up shattering my leg. So my football dreams went away, which also meant that football check went away. Now, I don't know about you guys, but the drug movies raised me from American Gangster, Training Day, Scarface, Paid in Full. I mean, come on, man. We can go down the line of the drug movies that we've all watched and been entertained by, but we didn't really sit back and think about how we were getting educated from that information. So I decided to sit back one day and say, hey, let me take my emotions out of the drug movies and actually look at the business that's going on. Our drug dealers were some of the best business owners in this world. Do you know how many people they employed, that they managed, that they had to talk to every day to get them to go out in the streets and risk their lives through gun violence, as well as risk their lives of going to jail? That is real leadership that you got to instill in someone's mind to get them to do that. That's why I said they were some of the most powerful business owners, and unfortunately, they're incarcerated. Most people who are incarcerated at this point for little petty crimes, you guys are extremely good business owners. So I want to present this information to you because as you come back into this real world, I need you to understand that those skill sets that were deemed as a negative view are actually positive. But I need you to spin it to a legal situation. I want to bring you to the legal drug dealing. This is why we call it pure money. I wanted those drug dealing checks. I wanted those entertainer checks. I never wanted to go to jail for it though. So I found a customer that cuts those type of checks. It's called the government. And it cuts checks that you probably couldn't even imagine. And you don't ever have to worry about looking over your shoulder. You don't ever have to worry about, is this right or not? It is. You are allowed to get awarded this type of money. So as you guys come back into this world, for your second or third chance, this is your last chance, okay? This is what I'm trying to tell you guys. This will be your last chance back into society, and you got one or two options. You could sit down and bitch about how society is not accepting you and, cry about it, and chances are you're going to end up right back in the position that you left because you refused to adapt to the situation that you put yourself in. Nobody else put you in that situation, and I really don't care about what happened. Wrong place, wrong time, whatever. You're in the situation now. So we're not going to harp over it. Instead, we're going to figure out how to get ourselves out. Because one thing that I've learned, when you make a lot of money, nobody really cares about your past situations. It's the broke people with the past situations that, they keep looking down on you. But look at all the success stories of the people that went and got incarcerated, came out, made a lot of money. Check out Wallow. You know what I'm saying? Got incarcerated. Now he can walk in doors that I can't even get in. So I don't want you to harp over that. Instead, we're going to make some money, put it in our pocket, and then you're going to start to understand how your life will be changed and people will be forced to look at you with respect instead of looking at you like you're a criminal. All right. Now, what is entrepreneurship? Entrepreneur is someone who creates a business, taking on a financial risk in hopes of making a profit. It's kind of like someone who likes cooking, right? And they want to sell their food and they make some profit off of it. It costs you $5 to make the food. You sell it for 15. You just made yourself $10 off every plate, right? So that's all entrepreneurship is. Every single person should practice becoming an entrepreneur before they step over to business ownership. During the process of entrepreneurship, you figure out what it is that you do and don't like. You also get over the hurdles that's going to come starting this own thing, generating your own revenue. Now, business ownership, completely different than entrepreneurship. Business ownership happens after a successful launch of entrepreneurship. Usually this happens when you get around 6 figures, because now you're starting to realize I don't have enough time for what I created during my entrepreneur journey. And that forces you to build a business. Now you have to use OPT, other people's time. When you use other people's time, you become a leader. You got to manage these people. The more people you got, the larger your business grows. That's when you become a business owner. If you're doing everything by yourself, then I'm telling you right now, you're just a constant entrepreneur, which is cool. But at some moment, you got to take that leap over to business ownership. Now, the reason I broke that down to you guys is because I told you in the beginning, you're incarcerated. You're coming back into society. Entrepreneurship, get it out the way. If you're talking about government contractor. Now, you can do entrepreneurship coming back home and sell t-shirts and all of that stuff, but you're still going to be a convict. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to be a convict selling t-shirts. I don't like that formula. People are still going to look at you crazy. No matter how hard you try to bust your ass and do better for yourself, you will be a convict in these streets. So we eliminate that by coming over here to the government. Now, I know it scares you because chances are it was the community said the government put you in jail. The government did not put you in jail. First of all, you put yourself there. Okay, we just need to admit that. Don't come to me preaching about how this shouldn't have been like that and that. Look, I'm not here for that. You've already served your time. Get over it. Let that piece go. Okay, it's done with. It's out the door. People are now going to judge you moving forward. We already know that's going to happen too. Get over it. Nobody cares. Okay? So now that we know we got all of that on our back, well, why don't we just go big and start up a business? Now, the other beauty about this, if you weren't playing around while you were incarcerated, you should have been meeting some good people there. And when I say good people there, chances are some of those people that you were incarcerated know some good people on the outside. And you've been around them for, 3-4 years. You should have been talking to them so they could tell the people on the outside about you when you get out. Because you got all your stuff together. You've been getting your mind right while you're in there, and you've been communicating this with other people. So now when you get out, they're going to tell somebody. See, no matter whether you've been incarcerated or not, just like I tell everybody else, you need to network. Your voice is your power. One person can change your life. It don't change just because you're incarcerated. Well, now you got some solid people who will be getting out soon who probably had some petty crimes and stuff in there. They probably got some money stacked up too. Relationships and networks. They just also made a bad judgment. See, money don't stop you from making bad judgments, right? So now you network with those individuals in there. When they get out, they're going to spread your name. So once we get over here to building a business, and the reason why I told you you're going to skip entrepreneurship as an incarcerated individual is because the world frowns upon you, but a business owner, they don't as much. Okay? Now, if you approach people as a business owner, entrepreneur, well, you're going to scare them all again. I told you, get rid of entrepreneurship. You're going to be a business owner. So as you approach individuals, the only thing that I'm talking to people about is the name of my business and what we produce as a result. The problems that we solve. I'm never ever going to, again, I'm putting myself incarcerated. If I was incarcerated, I'm not starting off the conversations. Hey, I'm Travis Davis, ex-felon. Who gives a fuck? Stop telling people you an ex-felon. Why do I need to hear about that? And you telling me that you a good person, that you trying to change your life, that you read them books, that you found a new light while you was in the inside. Don't talk to me about the negative words of incarceration, prison, convict. It just brings negativity into my mind. The definitions when you say those words have no positive meanings behind it. I've been on the outside all my life. You approach me with the negative words, I can't hear what you say next. So don't lead it like that. This is why I'm telling you, a business owner. And as a business owner, I'm not touching it. So I can't possibly tell you what Travis Davis, the ex-felon, does. I can only tell you what my business does. So when I approach these meetings, when I get in these conversations, I'm only talking on behalf of my business. Nothing about me, just the business. Now, once I can get in there and build the relationships and see the opportunities out there, if I read in the opportunity that they say you can't be a convict and work on the project, or ex-felon and work on the project, or you need to have a security clearance and you know you ain't getting that security clearance to work on the project, that don't mean that you can't win the project. That just said, Travis, you can't personally work on the project, but the business can still win the work. See, this is why I'm telling you to become a business owner and not an entrepreneur. The best business owner never thought about them doing any of that work, period. I want you to jump right into there. I'm not going to do any of this work, period. Instead, I'm going to put the processes and procedures together to start a business and operate a business. Now, the qualities of a good business owner. Okay? You got your foundation set right. Now, again, you're coming home. You should have had more than... I need you guys to do the opposite of what I tell people who ain't incarcerated. See, I tell people who ain't incarcerated, like, okay, you could take some good notes, you know what I'm saying, jot some shit down. But until you get out in the streets and you actually execute the notes that you're taking, you're not going to learn anything about those notes that you just wrote down. Like, you learn absolutely nothing because you got to go execute. So I tell people on the outside world, take less notes and more action. The action will teach you. Well, you don't have that. You're in the system right now. You can't take no action from behind the walls. You don't get to pick up the phone. I still don't know how y'all be DMing me and stuff like that. I mean, I know y'all got cell phones or whatnot. Matter of fact, do not tell me either. Do not DM me and tell me how y'all are talking to me in the DM. Just keep talking to me, all right? I don't want to know nothing about no activities that you're doing, because now that, you know, that I can't lie, I technically know what you're doing illegal. Okay, don't tell me what it is, okay? But anyways, while you're on the inside and it's hard to get to the outside world, you should be taking great notes. I need your notes to be perfect. Like, I need you to really sit down and try to execute your notes every day that you wake up. If you got enough people who are in the system with you, okay, and you guys are trying to change your life, I need you guys to practice with each other, interviewing each other, networking with each other. It's going to feel stupid as shit. I'm telling you this right now. You're going to feel retarded. This is why I'm telling you, if you got a couple people on the inside who really about changing their life, you need to sit them down and say, we're going to practice. Every day, we're going to do mock networking meetings with each other. And see, you're only going to do mock meetings about the notes that y'all been taking. Don't worry about doing meetings about X, Y, and Z and all of this stuff that you've watched in videos of government contracting. When you start tracking your money and finding the opportunities that you would like to pursue when you get out, you need to play around with mock meetings about that organization. So if your money, and also if you're incarcerated, stay away from the DOD. Just thought about that as I was talking. Just stay away from DOD. Go to anybody else. Don't do nothing with DOD at this moment. Not saying that you can't get in through the door. I'm just telling you, don't make it hard for yourself. Stay away from anything DOD, White House, State Department, anything dealing with armed forces, military, Secret Service, security. Just stay away. Okay? There's plenty of opportunity somewhere else. Now, with that said, you do these mock meetings while you're in there with your fellow inmates and you play around and you practice because you are not going to have time, for one, when you get out to be testing stuff out. Two, you already got a chink in your armor. Like when people go do checks, which they eventually will, they're going to see that you've been incarcerated. So if you don't have your wordplay together and you don't have a plan together when you get out and you start talking jargon and then I catch that you don't know what you're talking about and it makes me dive in a little bit deeper and search and do a check on your background and I find out you've been incarcerated. I told you incarcerated, negative word. You were stumbling on your presentation about what you do. Well, that's two negative things. You're done. I don't want to pick up the phone for you no more. So while you're in there, you have to perfect your note taking. And then you got to practice. So when you get out here in these streets, there's no fear. You already know what you're supposed to do next. You already been going through the ins and outs. And what's the worst that somebody's going to tell you? No. You've already gone through what no looks like. You got the ultimate no when the judge told you can't be free. You know what I'm saying? No. So what do I care about a person telling me, no, I can't win that contract, or no, I don't want you on my team? You already got the worst no in your life. I don't care about somebody telling me, no, I can't be on their team. I'm just going to go look for the next team. And I need you to have that mindset when you get out of here. You're not going to harp over the negative things that's going to come. Instead, you're going to learn how to pivot and maneuver. And one of the key ways is running an effective business and not talking about yourself, but just the business. Again, this is going to make you one of the best business owners ever. So get all of your stuff together, all of your paperwork on how do I start my business so when you get out. And granted, if you got somebody on the outside that you could tell them the steps that they need to take to start the business while you're already in the inside and get all that paperwork and stuff out of the way so when you come home it's already there, even better. If not, again, you need to have all your notes together so when you get out, it's instant execution. It's not this, I need a mental coach, I need self-confidence. No, the hell you don't. You need to get to work. I'm telling you, you're going to get beat up. People are going to talk about you and frown upon you. There goes your self-confidence. Society's going to try to shoot your self-confidence down every opportunity that it gets. And I told you, don't nobody care about your story. Here's the thing. Nobody cares about my story, and I'm like, quote unquote, a model citizen. Yo ass wasn't a model citizen. You probably could have been. Again, I don't care about your story or why you went in, right? But since you did go in, most people don't see you as a model citizen. Get over it. Don't get emotional about it. Instead, you just keep fighting forward. Okay? Now, there's different type of businesses that you guys can do when you get out of here, right? I know a lot of y'all get in there and y'all start cooking. Well, there's cooking contracts in government contracting. Again, you may be telling yourself, well, Travis, I'm the chef. How am I going to be cooking and get government contracts when they need to cook to be on the contracts? Well, that is true if you actually get those type of contracts where you got to cook at live events. But what about contracts that they want boxed lunches? You know what I'm saying? Contracts that they want you to ship meals, feed the homeless. I mean, there's all types of things that, again, if it's a boxed lunch, they didn't say that we're going to sit over there watching over the chef to see which chef is putting the boxed lunches together. You know what I'm saying? Now, all you got to worry about is how do I deliver the boxed lunches that I cooked? Well, if I got to deliver them on the government's facility and, I got to get clearance to get in the facility, well, your ass can't deliver. You got to bring somebody in place that can deliver the food that you cook. That's just an extra piece that you got to put into the puzzle because you did this to yourself. And again, don't tell me about the stories about how you was wrongfully accused. No, look, if the jury said it, it's done. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't fight to get that thing expunged, I ain't got time. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? The system said you a criminal. So it is what it is. But again, I'm trying to put you in the position that we erase the criminal stigma. I told you, if I make you a lot of money, who gives a fuck the criminal that you are? You know what I'm saying? Nobody has ever questioned the multi-trillion-dollar criminal until it just gets out of hand. And like, oh my God, this guy is a crazy criminal. Well, he didn't kill 6 people and mess with little kids and everything, and now y'all finally figured that out? Well, that's because he made a lot of money, and when people make a lot of money, they look past all of the other qualities. So I want you guys to make a lot of money so people stop looking at the negatives in you and start seeing the positives, okay? Now, why do you want to start this business? This is for everybody. 9 times out of 10, my incarcerated people, guys, I don't believe that you want to come back out here and take orders from people. I'm just giving you guys the profile of the people that I know that came out of incarceration. They often try to go get a job. Again, they usually get one of the shittiest jobs because of the negative stigma that's behind them now. And they get into a position that, the people don't appreciate them. They don't appreciate their time. They talk down upon them. And that messes up a person's mental capacity. All right? So I don't want you to be in that position. As long as you stay trying to generate revenue from somebody else, like you need somebody else to give you a check, well, you're going to always need from people, and they're never going to be able to see you for who you truly are. Again, I'm talking to my incarcerated individuals. Y'all have a negative stigma that's going to be on you. I'm just a realist, okay? There's going to be somebody out there that tells you, oh my God, that ain't fair. People shouldn't treat you like that. They shouldn't talk to you. Well, guess what? When you get outside tomorrow, they still going to talk to you that way. Those people who told you what they shouldn't do, guess what? When they went home, they didn't think about all of the problems that you got to deal with the next day. Instead, they went and slept peacefully, and they woke up, went to work, and waited for their check Friday with no problems. You don't have that. They're going to forget about all of your problems that you poured into them. Stop pouring into them is what I'm trying to tell you. Instead, suck it up. Deal with it. It's kind of like me being a black male. Okay, I know all of the issues, and most of my incarcerated people are also black males too. So you're going to have those issues of being a black male as well, and now you're an incarcerated black male. Well, damn, you got the worst of the worst. Being a black male is already a tough situation. Do you want me to sit here and harp about it all day about how it's not fair and how things aren't right for black males? I ain't got time for that. You know what I'm saying? Because the system don't care. I need you to get into that mode. It's not easy, but you got to do it. All right. Now, while you guys are in there taking these notes, the first thing that I want you guys to do in your notes is that I need you guys to come up with a business idea. It's going to be very important that you come up with a business idea. Now, the easiest way for you to come up with your best business idea is I want you to think about what problem do you want to solve. Don't think about government, okay? Just scratch that out of your mind right now. All I want you to think about is what is a problem that you want to solve. And the reason I say this is because whatever problem that you come up with that you want to solve, there's a government contract for that. So I don't need you to think about a customer called the government. The government is not a business. It's just a customer with a whole lot of money. We got to build the business, okay? So we start building the best business by figuring out what business is this problem going to solve. Once we can figure out the problem that the business is going to solve, we can match it up with the customers that got money for that. Okay? So start with that. The next thing that I need you guys to do is once you understand what type of business you want to do, is we have to look into the market of the business. Now, government is a customer. I'm stressing that they are a customer, not the business. So we need to also bring in this private sector customer too, because the government, definitely with being incarcerated, you're going to have some hurdles that you're going to have to get through that the typical person ain't got to go through. And you're going to have to definitely deal with some mental challenges. Wordplay, because you're going to kind of be nervous and scared going through this process because words are going to be jumping in front of you on paper and you're going to immediately be telling yourself, oh, well, I can't do that, which is true. You can't do that, but your business can, right? And it's going to take a while for that to register into your mind. So we need to have this private sector. These are all your commercial people. This is your neighbors. These are your other businesses, right? This is why I told you to focus on the problem first, because we're going to solve it with the government and then we're going to solve it with all these other folks out here in these streets. While you're trying to get this government piece together, we're going to go generate some money right now from the private sector. The private sector really don't give a damn about your past when you are good at solving problems. Like, you good at solving a problem, I can give two shits about what you did in the past. You know what I'm saying? Just fix my problem, okay? So that's what we're going to focus on, to put some money in our pocket to get us some past performance and experience. And then we're going to also be tracking these government opportunities, and we're going to meet all of these in the middle at some point, okay? Now, when you go after this private sector of opportunities for whatever it is that you want to do, I need you to focus when I say do your market research. Look, you're not for everybody. Nobody has ever built a business for everybody. So you really need to hone into whose problem am I solving? And now we need to meet them where they're at. So again, chef, for instance, like, I think it's very stupid that these chefs and stuff, unless you're trying to be a social media influencer and travel around and do dinners that people can meet up and whatnot, then by all means use social media, show your cooking skills or whatnot. But for the most part, y'all not built that way. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are good at cooking, but you ain't about to get in these streets and fly around and shake hands with people. You can barely talk to your neighbors. But if you are a chef and you want to be in your local area cooking so you can stay home with your family and friends, break bread, the community can get to know you, well, let's be smart about this. Social media ain't going to be your lead generator. Instead, you got to understand, this is my market research. How can I access people locally that need food? What apps are out there that can put me in front of local people? Well, I got a couple apps on my phone right now. I'm looking right here at them right now. Instead of you focusing on Instagram, you should be focusing on an app called Town Square. You should be focusing on an app called Nextdoor. You should be focusing on an app called Neighborhood. These are apps right in your local vicinity that already got all your customers on the goddamn app. You don't even gotta search for the people. I think it's crazy as hell what people be doing. Like, are you stupid? Why not just figure out this app that has 10,000 people right in the area that you need? But here's the kicker. You don't get no Instagram photos for that. You don't get no goddamn applause. You know what I'm saying? People don't promote you and reshare your story. People don't get to see that because that app ain't built like that. But what does get to happen is you get to make a lot of money real fast so you can erase that negative ass stigma on your name. I don't give a damn about what people will fail you. They already failed you because they allowed you to guide yourself down an area that you should have never been in. I used to be those people. I almost was this close to getting my ass arrested, but somebody saved me. Somebody pulled me out. That's why I'm telling you, forget the people. They've failed you already. Instead, we're going to start thinking about ourselves real quick, kind of like the airplane. We're going to put our mask on and we ain't going to worry about nobody else's mask. I'm not the goddamn stewardess. I did not sign up to walk down the aisle and put everybody else's mask on. I signed up and bought my seat to sit right here, look forward, mask came down, I'm putting mine on and I'm protecting myself. Not until the plane lands and I'm safe will I look at everybody else. I need you to be that selfish right now because society's forcing you to be like this. You got to become a dog. That soft shit ain't going to work. That storytelling shit ain't going to work. You got to come in here aggressive for what you want and you will get it. It's not going to be easy, but I promise you can do it. If you set your ass inside of a cell for 9, 10 years, 4, 5 years, hell, I can't even do 30 days. If you sat in there and you made it out and you still ain't go crazy, you got the power for this. You know how many people cry and bitch and complain because somebody closed the door in their face, hung up the phone on them? You know how many messages I get? Oh, Travis, you told me to call people and they hung up the phone for me. So? What do you want me to do? Call the goddamn people and tell you, hey man, my student called you. You shouldn't have hung up the phone on them like that. Nobody cares. You've already been through the worst. People on the outside, they've never been through that. They saw this shit. You've gone through some hard stuff. So these little petty things that's about to happen, man, you just got to look and I've been through the hardest times already. This little petty stuff, I ain't worried about it. And now we're going to focus on where the money is. So whatever that niche is that you want to do, I really need you to sit down and figure out where the person lies that has the problem. If it ain't an Instagram problem, then damn it, don't pay attention to Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have fun on social media. When I want to find my real clients, do y'all know where I go to? The United States Chamber of Commerce. Why? Because I know everybody who's registered there is trying to do a business and propel themselves. I don't have to go searching. They already put them in one area. I can go to a conference and everybody in that conference needs me. I play around on social media just for shits and giggles. But that's not where my real clients lie. I play around on social media because I'm trying to change my community. But that ain't where I got my real money going. I met my people where they were. Instead of trying to force them to find me, I found them. So it's very important that you harp on this market research. Once you can understand the business idea that you got and you can understand where your customers lie, now I need you to really sit down and put together a plan. A plan of execution. So the day that you get out, I ain't talking about no month later. Don't tell me a year later, once I get out and get myself situated. You ain't never gonna get situated. The hell is you talking about when you get yourself situated? What you mean? You've been sitting in there for 8 years and you don't know how to get situated when you get home. You ain't got nothing. Your situation, the way that you're gonna get situated, it's this business plan that you're going to put together that says, day one, when I get out, at the top of your business plan, you should have in really, really big, bold letters, day one. Because the minute that you get out, it's time for your ass to go to work. I told you I don't care about your story. I don't need you to go around visiting all the people that you didn't see the whole time you was locked up. Did they come visit you? You know what I'm saying? They didn't give a damn about you the whole time. So you think they care about you because they threw a little party for you when you came home now? Actually, they expecting your ass to go right back in. That's why they celebrated, because they like, look, man, he going back in next week. Let's just give him a little party right now. We not harping on that stuff no more. Day one, when you get out, who I need to talk to first to get this business going? You know what I'm saying? Every single day moving forward needs to be towards that business plan that you sat down. Them notes that you put together while you was incarcerated, you need to sit down and start executing from day one all the way up to day 365. Outside of that, I really don't know what else you're doing. You know what I'm saying? You're wasting time if you choose to do anything else. Now, the legal side of this stuff. I know a lot of you guys are probably going to be scared about the legal situations, especially because you were in a situation that you were incarcerated already and you damn sure ain't trying to do nothing to put yourself down there. You may hear videos or watch stuff about subcontracting, being illegal and all of that. I don't want you to worry about none of that. Your sole job right now is trying to figure out how to get these contracts. All of that other stuff, we'll get through it, okay? You will see when that $100,000 contract comes, how you going to put the pieces together to get this help. I told you already that you can't do none of the work. Well, I ain't going to say that you can't do none of the work, but for a lot of the work on the government side, definitely federal government, If it's security based, you can't go over there. So you was going to have to hire people to do the work anyway. So with that being said, we can't possibly be no pass-throughs or nothing like that. Instead, we're just building good business. So I can eliminate the scarcities that other people got because, this guy Travis said, I can't touch shit anyway. So I have to build a business. So for the legal side of things, we'll get through it. Everything that you put together, you're going to be thinking about the business processes and procedures on how to get this thing to execute because you don't want to do things illegal. Now, for the most part, you're not going to come out of prison getting $200 million contracts, okay? You probably around, 10,000, 100,000, $500,000 range. So we can execute on those. That whole staffing and all of that, chances are you probably ain't even going to need it like that. The biggest thing that I want you to worry about is finding the opportunities, reading those opportunities, and seeing what those opportunities require. If you come across an opportunity that is scary as hell, whether you don't really know what it's talking about, or it got a bunch of security stuff in there that you like, man, I just don't think that I should be in this. If you don't think that you should be in this, probably chances are you shouldn't be in it. Okay. Now, if that happens, just throw the contract away and go find the next one. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to harp over that one that's in front of your face. This customer got $3.54 trillion. When you can't get one opportunity to work, you just go look for the next one. It's that easy. So when all that legal stuff comes up, don't worry about it. Now, funding for your business. Now, if you was a drug dealer, you should be able to find some good funds. You know some people with some money. That's it. Now, it is hard. You can't just get illegal money coming into your pocket. I got a little joke right there. But come on, man. You know how to hustle and go find money. Don't get any illegal money. Don't get drug dealer money. But, it's people out here in this world that got money. Chances are you probably ain't got no credit or something like that, so that's going to be tough. If you could get credit cards, you could utilize that. But, if you've been incarcerated for a long time, again, that's going to be tough. So the biggest thing that you're going to have to do is, it's somebody in your corner. Ladies is always in the corner of these knucklehead guys. So I'm pretty sure that you can find a lady. Ladies, I honestly don't know how them rough ladies that come out of prison. I don't know what y'all do. But it's going to be somebody in this world that will support you. Okay. Now, don't take their money. Now, granted, I gave somebody money recently and he just screwed it up for all of y'all. I'm not giving nobody else no money without going through the proper paperwork because I gave this fool, somebody that I trusted, thought that he was a good person. I gave him money and now he don't want to answer my text message. He just messed it up for all of y'all. Damn shame, Greg. But anyways, you can get out there and find money, okay? Don't let that be a factor that stops you from moving forward, okay? Now, what are government contracts? Now that we got all the business together, what are government contracts? Everything. You could sell sunglasses to the government. That's why I told you, you could easily get yourself $10,000 contracts or whatnot to sell products, right? Products, usually you don't need no security clearance or nothing like that. So you could be very good at selling those products. Cleaning, right? There's a lot of cleaning contracts. Lawn care, mowing grass, cutting trees, all of that stuff is contracts. Laptops, computer sales, services, with the pandemic, there's new things and new procedures on how stuff got to be clean. So, you could get your knowledge up on that and find yourself tons of cleaning opportunities. All of this equipment that I got, right? We're transitioning into an era right now in this digital era. Everybody's going to have to be digitalized, including the government, right? So all of this stuff that you use to get your content out there in order to make content, in order to stay organized with your content, well, somebody got to do that for the government too. You know what I'm saying? So these same services that you're doing for yourself, I mean, the government need that too. Do you think they ass is sitting there posting on that Army account? I hope you don't think that's a government person posting on that Army Instagram account. That is a contractor that created that account and got access to it. Okay. And then they just pass the login from the next contractors that win the contract. Don't you ever think these are government personnel. It ain't even government personnel that be tweeting on officials' accounts. Their little assistants and little minions over there be doing it for them. Like, None of these people do no work. So all of the stuff that you guys do out here, I'm telling you, is a government contracting. You could sell paper to the government. You could sell T-shirts to the government. I'm trying to think, man. We done sold video cameras to the government. I still got a bunch of these. It's in my other drawer. I sold probably $8,000 worth of SIM cards to the government, right? So it's so many opportunities. Every single product, every single service out here the government needs. So another kicker that you could do is you could find out things, and let me go back. The three layers to the government is federal, state, and local government, right? So when I say you could sell anything and everything to the government, everything ain't always what the federal government want to buy, but the state government may want it or the local government may want it. What do I mean by that? I always got people like Travis. I wanna get housing for the homeless. Like that's what I want to do. First of all, that sounds like a nonprofit mission, and I'm not even a fan of nonprofit. I don't like begging people for money. I think that you should have a for-profit business, make as much money as you can, and fund your own nonprofit and stop begging people so you can execute on your mission the way that you want to. Because what I've learned about nonprofits, when I give you money, you're going to execute how I told you to execute. I don't like those terms. But anyways, when you get over there and you talk about that you want to do the homeless and help the homeless out, well, homeless isn't a federal issue. You know what I'm saying? The federal government don't give a damn about the homeless because it's not a federal problem. So what do I mean by that? Like, and I'm just gonna make this up. I don't know correctly or not, but I ain't going to Washington State, and the state of Washington, they probably do got some homeless people. See, this is where people get it twisted. The state of Washington, like the whole state, isn't a homeless problem, right? So it's not a federal problem because everybody ain't impacted. Now, it may be a local area inside of Washington, like the city down there may got a homeless problem. Well, that's a goddamn city problem. The city need to figure that out. But the outskirts of the city, that ain't our issue. You know what I'm saying? You need to figure that out. So when you say, I want to help the homeless, and then you start looking at the federal government, you wonder why you can't get the contracts because you're looking in an area that it ain't their problem. You need to be looking at state government or local government to figure out whose problem that is so you can solve it, and then they will have the money for you. And again, chances are a lot of that stuff going to be, the homeless type stuff is going to be coming through nonprofit type situations. But even then, if you track the money to the nonprofit that the government awarded the grant to help the homeless, all that nonprofit did was get $10 million and then contracted the work out to contractors to build tents, feed food, whatever the hell they did. They just transferring the money. The government needed a nonprofit organization to give the money to and to manage the operations because they're not about to do it. So they gave the nonprofit the money. They're going to manage the operations. The nonprofit just contract all the stuff out. This is, again, why I'm telling you guys you need to follow the money, okay? Build all of this stuff out. Now, you'll start to realize by doing that, everything, again, is a government contract, okay? Now, how do you go about finding and applying for government contracts? So for the federal government, you're going to be at sam.gov. Okay, once again, for the federal government, you're going to be at sam.gov. Majority contracts will come out on sam.gov, but not all contracts come out on sam.gov. Once you get yourself registered in the SAM system for federal government contracts, you then need to track your money. So if you got my little fancy AI tool that I got right there, and you look at the top 3 agencies that got your money, you now need to go look at that agency and follow that OSDBU that my AI tool gave you. Now that you got the small business for that agency, your next task is to figure out how they conduct business, right? Because all of them are going to be different. This is why you don't need to work with the entire government. You need to harp and home in on the agency that got your money and figure out how they do business, okay? After you do that, to figure out the agencies that you want to work with and how they do business, the next thing that you want to do is try to put at least 3 to 4 private sector opportunities, just like we're doing for the government. You're going to find 3 to 4 businesses that you could do business with. Then you're going to find 3 to 4 people that you could do business with. The people is going to be the smallest ticket. The government is going to be the largest ticket, and your businesses, they're going to have a pretty nice size ticket to them. The reason why I told you to put businesses into your portal of people that you're about to go work with and get contracts with is because most businesses have something called the budget. And that means that they got the money for you. When you start dealing with people, man, they be trying to get deals and all this other shit. So you're gonna attack all of them, okay? Now you go about bidding on these projects. You're gonna do research fpds.gov, usaspending.gov on the federal side because you're trying to see who spent the money. How did they spend the money previously, and get an idea of what was already spent. Now, inflation happens. So if a contract was awarded 4 or 5 years ago, it damn sure ain't going to be the same price. Okay, so don't think that you just got the sauce by seeing the amount that was awarded last year and I'm coming in at that amount. That ain't true. Not only that, artificial intelligence happened. So a lot of people have started to learn how to trim fat. So prices could be lower than what they were before. So don't think that that's going to tell you exactly all the pricing. There's other tools out here like GSA schedules. Sometimes you got to play around with like Google and see how much labor rates are for the different categories, so you can get an understanding of that and then put your price on top of it. There is a strategy to coming up with pricing, but for the most part, getting started out, just get some money in your pocket, man. That is the keys. Don't be greedy. Get some money in your pocket. Learn the experiences. And, as you start getting your foot through the door and winning contracts, you'll start learning better and better about how to price yourself correctly. All right. Now, once you win the contract, okay, again, as an incarcerated individual, chances are you probably can't be on the project. Don't quote me on that. Don't hold me on that. You need to read the opportunity. If it says something about security and all of that stuff, you can't be on the project. So then you should have had a manager on your staff, team leader, or something that's going to take control of the project, and they're going to be the ones that check in on the start of that project. One of the keys to this, man, if the contract tells you that can't nobody work on this project that's been in goddamn jail, get your emotions and ego out of it. Oh, it's my company. Ain't nobody coming to represent me. Sit your ass down and shut up. Let people go represent you, get this check coming in. And I told you, once you can make enough money, then we could clear the way for you. But you coming home in a stressful situation, shut up and let business happen. Put players in place so you can execute. So when winning that contract, if you ain't selling paper, if you ain't selling products and you doing service, you should have had a plan in place that somebody else can do this onboarding meeting with the government. All right. Now, you guys can literally go Google government contractors who've been incarcerated. Because I don't want you to just listen to me. Because one, I haven't been incarcerated. So someone may say, well, Travis don't know what the hell he's talking about. Right? Because I often tell people that you should learn from people who've been through it before. I've never been incarcerated, so, I can't directly say, this is going to happen, blah, 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 blah. But what I will tell you is that you can get your ass on Google. You can get on ChatGPT. You can find millionaires that are government contractors and have been incarcerated multiple times. And I'm telling you to do that so you can just believe. You know what I'm saying? So you can see that what I'm telling you is true. It ain't just, me talking shit. Then I want you to take their picture of those people that you find. And I want you to cut it out, if you can, print it out, draw it, whatever, however you can get that picture. And I want you to look at it every day while you're still incarcerated. Every morning that you wake up, I want you to look at those individuals that you just researched and you've seen that they're multi-millionaires and they used to be incarcerated. Because every day that you wake up, I need you to be on their attitude. I need you to be on that type of time that they was on. I'm pretty sure they got a goddamn book or that they've been on a podcast or something that they told their story about incarceration. You read it, you believe it, And then you execute 10 times faster than what they did, because chances are when they was going through this process, they didn't have a cell phone that they could watch me on YouTube. They didn't have somebody that they could DM and ask a question about their thoughts, views, and opinions and get a response. They didn't have none of that. You do. You one up on them already, whether you know it or not. It may seem like they're way ahead of you because they're on the outside and they're making millions. But this is why I told you I need you to go back and look at their story so you can see the time that they were having going through this process. You can see the trials that they had to go through, the negativity that came along. They wrote it in the book. So you can understand that, okay, this guy Travis ain't quite been through all of the things that happens when it comes to incarceration, but this other person has. So now I know that I could follow a path that's already been laid out. I don't have to talk to the people who I once was around before I went to jail. And when I get out and I tell them, I want to be a multi-millionaire government contractor, and they laugh in your face and say, nigga, smoke this J and drink this Henny. Fuck you talking about you want to be a millionaire government contractor. We got to get away from them. And they going to be there. They ain't never believe in you. The only person that's going to believe in you at this moment is yourself. I'm letting you know right now, I don't even know you. You know what I'm saying? The man upstairs has blessed me to instill information into others, but at the end of the day, man, I don't know none of y'all. I'm here to provide you information. If you take it, I care less at the end of the day. I'm still going to move on with my life. Just the same way that I tell y'all don't nobody care about y'all stories. I'm people. I'm that person. I don't care. I got shit going on in my world. You know what I'm saying? So your story about how you got there, it does absolutely nothing for me. Your story about how you got out does absolutely nothing for me. The only story that I care about is how you became a multimillionaire. Anything else, you wasted my time. I'm not on that mission. Somebody else is probably on that mission. It's just not me. If you want to make history in this new story that you're ready to create, and the only history that I care about is the history of you never being broken and the history of you changing the conception that people got about you to a positive one. That's the only one that I care about. And I told you the only way that you can change that perception is to make a whole lot of money. So, I mean, you can come out here talking about, I'm going to be a model citizen and, tell the kids about how not to get incarcerated. Them kids don't want to listen to your broke ass. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why everybody get out and think that they going to try to tell somebody what not to do because you walked inside. Like, don't nobody care about that. I keep trying to tell y'all people don't care about y'all stories. You know what I'm saying? You let society play around that because you seen a Instagram post or a reel and it had, 60,000 reshares and 5,000 likes and 684 comments under there. But guess what? Right after the people got done with their thumbs and posting that goddamn comment under there, they scrolled up and found somebody else to comment. They forgot all about that story that you just put right there. You know what I'm saying? After they shared it and sent it into a group chat and 5 people liked it and commented on it, they forgot all about that shit that they just put in that group chat, and they got a whole nother person that they sent into the group chat. Nobody gives 2 fucks about your story. I'm just a realist, man. Some people don't like it. Some people get upset that I just a little too honest. They call me cold-hearted now. I just tell the truth, man. I've been through it. I've seen it. I used to harp on that. Like, man, why ain't people following me? Why my friends and family ain't listening to what I'm saying? Well, that's because they don't give a fuck about my story. Nobody cares about your story until you make millions of dollars, and then they just want your money. They still don't care about your story, but they'll sit there and act like they want to listen to your story because they think they're going to get something on the other end. But whatever. I don't want to go on that. I'm trying to tell you guys, y'all can do it. Y'all can make it happen. Keep watching the rest of my videos. Y'all got this. Trust me. Don't be nervous. Don't panic. If you guys enjoyed this information so far today, I want you guys to go ahead and put a fire emoji down in the chat from wherever you are located, whether it's YouTube, Instagram, Clubhouse, what else we on, LinkedIn, Facebook. Go ahead and drop that fire emoji down there in the comments. Also, don't forget, Y'all are crushing this. Make sure that you continue to like the YouTube channel, share the YouTube channel, and tell somebody else about what we got going on here today. I was supposed to be on here for an hour. I still have yet to do a live video in an hour. One of these days, I am going to make this happen. Also, we have switched platforms. Once again, govconcheatcode.com, puremoneygovcon.com. It should all lead to the same exact place here moving forward. So let's actually go and take a look at this here. If you go to govconcheatcode.com, you may got to put www in the front. We actually have a team that is monitoring our chats right now. Blessings to you guys. And again, I want to thank each and every one of you guys who have supported our programs and whatnot. I've literally invested those dollars back into making this experience better, providing you the information that you need. Because guys, here's the thing, man. I can't grow if y'all don't grow. I got a vision of being a multi-billion-dollar contractor. Lockheed Martin, Booz Allen, all of them. And what I have realized is Booz Allen, Lockheed Martin, and all of them, they didn't become like that by themselves. They ended up joint venturing, buying companies, partnering with other companies. Well, I'm trying to do the exact same thing. But I got to get you there. You know what I'm saying? So I got to educate you guys. I got to get you thinking bigger before we can come connect. I can't look, man, I'm not Jesus. I can't save shit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all be coming with me with some shit. I need you to get your stuff together. Start winning some contracts, and then, you know what I'm saying, you'll understand why we're building that relationship. But y'all coming to me like I'm a women-owned company. I done heard it all, the certifications and whatnot. But you ain't, there's no substance behind what you're asking for. And I damn sure ain't about to sit down and build your business, especially when I got all the training and the education. So if you come to govconcheatcode.com, everything that you need about me is on govconcheatcode.com. If you would like the done-for-you services, yes, we can fill out all of your information. We can do the sam.gov. We can do your certifications. We can respond to RFPs. We can do business development for you. We can build your websites for you, the whole nine, run your social media for you. This is what I do on an everyday basis with my business. So I decided to open up the door. If that's something that you want, you can come right here. You do have to fill out an application for that. I will tell you, no matter what you decide to do from our services, the minimum price is going to start at is $5,000. So if you ain't got $5,000 minimum for these done-for-you services, do not book a call. It will not be anything less. It will only go up from $5,000, okay? Now, if you'd like to get educated, you can come right here on our programs. You can see our 7-day government contracting challenge. You can actually get the replays and start learning right now. Our 1-year program, you can get access to that. And again, my baby right here is our AI software. I mean, I think this stuff is just amazing right here. Again, if you get in now, we're going to have a call at 7:00 p.m. tonight that I'm actually going to be making sure that you guys have access to everything and showing you exactly what we're doing here. If you need a consultation call, $97 for 30 minutes. You can come click right here on a consultation call, get your stuff booked right there. Once you do get into our programs, whether it's the 1-year program, 7-day challenge is coming. If y'all bought it earlier and you're in it, send me a message. I got to get you guys over. But going forward, whatever you purchase from us, you can come back here to GovCon Cheat Code, hit that login button right here. It should take you to your back office. This is actually also an app that can be built on your phone too. So you can always keep our courses and our AI at the palm of your hand. But again, everything that you purchase will be right there. And last but not least, you can join our Pure Money Legacy group. Again, this group is for all things business, not just government contracting. So if you come over here, click join the community. Guess I got to fix that one. Should take you to our Facebook group, but I need to go back and fix that. The other thing that we are doing, and I just released this, so I got to actually tell the people about it right now. But everybody who's been in my 1-year program, if you purchase something from me, you're going to be able to create your free account here on the database. So with Pure Money Legacy, again, we're all about networking. I really want to see a circular economy. So what we've done right here is that you can actually put your business profile on here. And when you come to Pure Money Legacy, as this thing gets loaded, you'll see everybody's card right here. And you'll be able to start to search people for their NAICS code, the state that they're located in, etc. And now you can find potential teammates or whatnot, the resources that you need help with. I got great questions on here, like how could you best support someone? How could someone support you? And what do you enjoy the most? So you can read these things and potentially find some opportunities that you can help somebody out with. But we're going to be going into all of this stuff for the next couple of weeks so you guys can get a full understanding of what we got going on. And if you want to join our Facebook group, go to govconcheatcodes.com, come right over here. This will take you to our government contracting Facebook group, not the Pure Money Legacy Facebook group. So we do got two. And if you got questions about anything, whether you purchase something and can't access it, or you got questions about where to access something, don't you come in here asking my team no questions about government contracting. They will deny your ass real quick. I'm letting you know that right now. But if you got questions about our opportunities or access to something, you can always come right here, click on this bubble, and somebody on my team will be able to get back to you very quickly when you do submit that information there. But again, I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me. I forgot to open it up. Are there any questions about anything that we have gone over today? Make sure that you go ahead and put a Q in the chat, followed by the dash and your question. I see that we got, hold up. Y'all know I like to celebrate. You know, I like to celebrate special people. Come on in the house, Desiree. I appreciate your donation of $5 here on YouTube. Listen, guys, 99-cent, dollar, $100, anything that comes to me. You didn't have to do that, so I'm always very appreciative of you doing that. So again, thank you for your donations there. I'm going to give this thing a couple of more seconds because I know we do have a delay. If you guys have any questions about government contracting. While we wait there, don't forget, go to the Apple Music Store. Go to the Google Play Store. I don't care where it's at. But go get this Pure Money song. You know what I'm saying? We all about getting y'all some Pure Money out here. But if we don't have any questions coming in, I gotta ask why I can't ask. Why I can't ask any questions. What he was saying. Probably because I wasn't looking at the questions. All right. But I don't see any questions. Again, I appreciate you guys for hanging out. Don't forget, once we load this video, I need y'all to send this video out to a couple of folks that just came home, who've been incarcerated. They need an opportunity to get their lives changed. And you are going to be the one that helps them. Yes, you are going to be the one that helps them. Share this video with them. Let them know that you got some information that can change their life. I know we all know somebody. You be that person for them. Even if you're not interested in government contracting, even if you're not interested in entrepreneurship, business ownership, don't block it from them. You share this with them. All right? Let me see. This isn't from today, but how do we hire subcontractors that's 1099? Just hire them, baby. That's it. Just hire them. Don't beat yourself up about it. You're going to do a subcontracting agreement. That's it. The 1099 piece, just wordplay. All you're going to do is cut them a check. You know what I'm saying? 1099 is just for tax stuff. Outside of that, eliminate all of that scary verbiage and stuff and just understand a subcontractor, right? That's the person that's not taking the lead. All you're doing is taking the lead and you're going to cut a person checks for helping you provide a solution. If you eliminate all that other jargon, you're going to figure out 1099 as you go. For the most part, you need somebody that can execute. And then you need to pay them. And y'all are going to come up with those terms, right? Everybody don't have to agree to the same terms because this ain't government. This is business to business. So all businesses ain't got to agree by the same terms. Just understand that that's going to be your subcontractor. and y'all are gonna make it work. All right. But that's all I got, guys. Again, I appreciate y'all all. I love you all. Y'all stay safe out here in these streets. And guess what? We will see you back here. I'll probably be back on real soon, okay? But 7 o'clock tonight for all of you all who have been in our programs. Don't forget, you should have gotten an email for a Zoom. I will be live on YouTube again, so everybody can see it. But my Zoom folks, you guys are actually going to be able to ask questions about the program, and I can get those answered for you. But again, I love you all. I'll see you guys.
Yeah, you already know what it is. Pure money, baby. I keep a couple in the bag, homie, I ain't gotta brag. Even when the hater try to doubt me, I just got another contract. Watch the dollars follow back. Let me tell you one thing about me. Said I